Alright guys, what's going on? So today's video, rocking the mullet again. See, I got that cut, looks pretty good. We're gonna go ahead and work on getting this quarter panel welded into the white Galaxie. If you guys did not see that video of me actually fitting this thing, I'll put the link down in the description. Make sure to go check that out. So I've got my welder already set up. All the settings are already ready to go. I had to go ahead and do a couple of relief cuts up top. It was a little wavy and I want to make sure I fix that now before I actually weld this whole thing in. You can see everything fits really nicely all the way around, which is good. So I'm gonna go ahead and fully weld this thing all the way around, stitch it in, get my body line straight and welded and start grinding stuff. So hopefully, you know, I can throw some primer on this thing and then you can really see that it'll look like it's supposed to be there. So I got this thing pretty good welded in now. Got a pretty good amount of tacks going down it, all the way up and around. The biggest thing that I notice is since it's such a big panel, it warps really easily. It's almost unnoticeable. There's a little bit of waviness going down it, but it's almost uncontrollable just because of how much unknit structured metal is right here. So there's not really too much I can do about that. I'm not too worried about it either. But I've just been kind of welding away, a lot of welding, a lot of grinding. I have to keep grinding to make sure that this thing's still flat. And if I need to, I've been kind of taking this and going down it and taking all the high spots and tapping them down again. And it's been going all right. So I'm gonna continue to weld this thing in and hopefully in your next shot, I'll have this thing completely welded and I can start grinding. All right, we're fully welded now. So I'm gonna go down and grind all this stuff off and get the DA out, and hopefully this thing's pretty much seamless. Weld shaved down and everything looks pretty good. I just want to talk about something real quick because I know I'm gonna get called out for it. You probably saw me using an angle grinder with a flap disc on it to shave down the weld, and it's kind of contradictory almost to what I said in the last video where I said don't ever take a grinder to your paint. Wire wheels pit metal really bad. Actual rock wheels obviously pit metal really bad. I'm using a 120 grit flap disc. That's a fine grit flap disc, and I'm purely using it to shave the welds down. That's already high build. I get down to the original metal and then I go from there with a DA or, you know, the 90-degree air sander, and I get sanding at that point, and then I sand the metal smooth. So what that does is after I get all the welds ground smooth, I come back and then I use this guy right here, which has I think 40 grit, it's either 40 or 60 grit, or maybe 80, one of those two, three, whatever, on this guy, and then I fine tune it, I guess you want to call that, all my welds again. Get that smooth, and then I come back finally with a 80 grit on my air sander, and then that's what gives me this nice finish that all the metalworking guys, you know, love to brag about. Everything looks pretty good. You can see I do have some pinholes that I gotta weld up that aren't quite done yet, so I'll just kind of do that, come back, and then I'll weld all these. It's just good to do this initially so you can see where you're at. And I actually am impressed with myself because as I look down this panel, it won't be able to really show up on camera, but this thing's almost laser straight. Like I see probably a little bit of filler right here, a teeny bit here, and that's probably it. You know, maybe at this seam, I think I might have a couple low spots. You can see just by where the welds are still there. I never ground those down because it was a little bit of a low spot. This might have a hair of filler right there. And other than that, you will never know that I put this panel in, which is a good thing. So I'm really happy with this. I'm gonna go ahead and kind of finish this thing, get some primer on it. We can get this thing done. spacer. Damn it. Oh well. Just went ahead and I fogged in some primer in there real quick, just on the top half. I'm still working on the wheel well area, getting that finished up, so I'm not gonna primer that quite yet. But the cool thing is there's absolutely no filler in this panel, no filler at all. And I mean, that thing's really straight. The body line looks good. I'm pretty happy with that. You do a little thin coat of filler on that and you will never know. All right, so while I have this and I need to get more primer, I'm gonna go ahead and start getting the rest of the trunk out. You can see we really just have this little section and then all the way around the edges. I'm gonna finish getting all that stuff out. I went and got a plasma cutter. This is actually on Amazon, the Cut 50 Amico. I've heard good things about this. A bunch of my friends have them. I'm gonna try it out. They're only like, I wanna say this one was, it's like under $300. Like, I think it's right at $300. So it's not like a $500, $600, $700 plasma cutter. And then it fits on the Harbor Freight welding cart. I actually went ahead and I threw a couple self tappers in there to hold it so it doesn't, you know, wobble around or anything. And then I made the access hole on the backside larger so I can fit my air hose into it without having to remove it. Now I got a pretty set up little, you know, welding cut and fab little cart, and I like that. That's pretty good. Works pretty well. But we're gonna get this thing prepped so we can put the new AMD trunk in it. So I'm gonna go around the edges, get the rest of the quarter extension pieces cut off, and then just kind of get this thing all prepped and ready and start fitting that new AMD trunk. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and open. This is the trunk that Auto Metal Direct sent me for the Galaxie. They do make a drop-in OEM replacement trunk, just like the quarters and a lot of panels on the Galaxie. All of the sheet metal parts that we're gonna be doing on both the cars are Auto Metal Direct panels. So this is gonna be our new trunk for the white Galaxie. As you guys saw in the last video, there is no trunk left. So I'm gonna open this guy up. Looks freaking good. So you can see this is the entire thing. So this goes all the way out to your quarter extensions right here, which are good on that car, barely, but they're good enough. And then it goes all the way out to where the gas filler neck would be, right in here. I'm not going to open it up all the way yet, but we're just kind of, I want to take some initial, looks at it to see what I really need to cut out of that car, just to kind of double check myself, because you don't want to cut everything out of the car and think you know what you're cutting until you actually get the panel in to see what it replaces. But this stuff's nice. It's actually really thick, which is cool. Yeah, so full trunk floor for a 64 Galaxie. This is right there. We're also doing their taillight panel in that car, but I'm gonna go ahead and start getting this thing measured out, get the rest of the sheet metal cut out of the trunk on the white car, but we'll get this thing mocked up and welded in. It should go pretty quickly. This should be probably the easiest part of the whole car. Alright, I wanted to share this tip with you guys just so hopefully it helps you guys out. I just showed Noah this, so hopefully it doesn't mess it up. I'm just kidding. So we're gonna start out with a smaller drill bit. And we're just gonna, I went ahead and took a sander just so I could find where all the plug welds are. They're very easy to see. Drill through that guy first. So drill through that. I put a tiny little hole here, and then I switched to this guy. And then this is our, you know, Harbor Freight little spot weld drill bit. And then this little hole we just drilled will align it. So then you can kind of push it in there and just go until you hear it pop. There you go. Wait, did it go? Yeah, I think it just went. Yep. So now you can see it split those two pieces, but I didn't go all the way through both pieces. So gonna do the whole panel, basically all the way around the perimeter. The ones that are gonna suck are these trunk extension ones. And then just kind of start prying everything off. Once you get everything off, this trunk panel just slides right in. So it's gonna be fun. Alright, so we're gonna do an initial test fit of this AMD trunk. See how everything lines up. I'm pretty sure I cut everything out of it already, but just in case, I want to kind of slip it in and see where it lands. There's nothing in the way, so this thing should literally just slide in. I'm not going to lay the cross members in quite yet. I guess I could. It's going to be really tricky doing this by myself. Wait a minute, what the hell? No wonder. I guess I don't need that. Is that the front one? Oh, what the hell? That's a self. It has both those cross members already welded in it. That makes it way nicer. Oh my god. I didn't even realize that. Alright, now it makes sense. So it actually has these two cross members that are originally in the car already built into it, already stitch welded on. You can see them right on the bottom there. There's one, and then the second one is underneath, like so. That makes it way easier. The fit is amazing. You know, I haven't even really got this thing fitted, and all the way around it lines up. Oh, this looks way good. This is more gooder than before. Look at that. Thing lines up perfectly. Oh, this is great. I love this. It's actually got a floor here, so that's what this is supposed to look like. Oh man. And a massive shout out to AMD. You can see this is the trunk floor that I'm working with right here. There's your part number if you guys need it. That's just good stuff. You can see as I walk around this side, yeah, it's high right there. I haven't actually pushed it down yet, but you can see it'll line up right with that spot, that seam right there. We'll push that guy down, and that's where we'll weld it. Drill it for a bunch of plug welds, and I think she'll be pretty good. Oh, this looks so much better. I can't even get over that. Okay, so since I'm impatient and I can't leave anything alone, I felt really like I absolutely had to take the deck panel and fit it and see what it looks like. And I'm not opening this the right way, but I don't really care. Yeah, definitely not the right way. I think it goes this way. I don't know. Alright. Haha! That is so cool. I can't even get over that. Look at that. It looks like a car now. Holy crap. A lot of times recently, especially with this car, I've been asking myself, you know, what is this all actually worth? Why am I even doing this? Why don't I just scrap this hunk of junk and just get a different car, work on this one, do something else? And then I kind of do stuff like this, and I look back and I get to stare at this and be like, oh yeah, so that's why I did all this work. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is just me mocking this up really quick. And I mean, having this laser straight, minus the dent right there, I see it. You know, tail panel, that looks incredible with the nice new trunk in it. I mean, you're not gonna find, I've just put them together real quick. Didn't even gap anything. You're not really gonna find a company that makes panels that fit this well, this easily, other than Auto Metal Direct, you know? I mean, keep in mind, I took this out of this car. This one's getting the AMD quarters, but I just can't get over that. I mean, all the way down, look at that. There's not even a light coming through. Barely anything coming through right there. I mean, these things fit beautifully together. Everything looks like it's gonna line up awesome. I don't even know what to say. I have no words to describe how I'm feeling right now, but I feel good. I feel like accomplished, and I feel like we'll definitely be able to get this in the next day or so, which is cool. So there we go. I got a lot of progress done so far in this video. I have no clue how far we are in the video because I've been filming this over like 2 or 3 days, but I'm gonna keep on going. I'm gonna pull all the stuff back out, get everything prepped, and get it all welded in for you guys. Also wanted to take a moment to say a massive thank you to Auto Metal Direct for helping out with the build. You know, without them, this entire thing would not have been possible. I don't even know what I would have done, to be quite honest with you guys. They're a massive player in both of my Galaxies. They've been an incredible supporter of the channel. I hope to work with them a lot in the future with you guys. And I'll have a link for you guys down to go check out a wide range of their products. They go everywhere from Mopar, Ford, Chevy, and even a bunch of different brands. They have all basically OE stamped metal that you guys can just drop in, stitch weld it in. They make it so easy. As you guys saw, I did not think I was gonna get those cross members. They're already stitch welded into it, so I can just drop it in. I can literally put bolts in the trunk pan and then drill on my spot weld holes and weld it in. It's gonna take me like a day to get the trunk installed on this car. Versus if I had to repair the old one, oh my God, I can't even express how much of a pain that would have been. But the other thing you can see, which is really, really cool, is on this taillight panel right here, these are actual licensed products. These aren't just, you know, junk stamped pieces. These are actual Ford molds that are re-stamped, and they're basically made into production again, so you guys can just drop it in. That's why they fit so well. This isn't some eBay repop panel that's not gonna fit right. And as you guys can see with this car, I haven't really done much other than slide this panel in and bolt it together, and this thing fits awesome. So it's a massive thank you to those guys. They rock. We're gonna be working with them on my F100 hopefully as well. And do me a huge favor, go down in the description, check out their website, and do your car a favor and go shop for some panels for yourself. All right guys, well there you have it. Here's part 1 of our trunk install. I think I'm pretty much done with this video. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here, so I just want to post for you guys. Quarter panel looks good on the one side. Really happy with the way that came out. Just using stuff I had. The AMD stuff is gonna fit great, which is really good. I've started prepping everything. As you'll see in the next video, I've got, you know, all this stuff, kind of the frame cleaned up, and rear end I'm getting ready to paint. Well, it's way easier to paint the rear end when there's no trunk in here. I mean, all that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm really excited. Makes all this work worth it when you can see it actually come together like a car. But yeah, like the video if you did enjoy. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Do me a massive favor, go down to Auto Metal Direct, head down to my description and go to Auto Metal Direct's website, pick out a panel for your vehicle you've been putting off, you know, doing some rust repair. They make it incredibly easy. You don't have to modify these panels. They pretty much just drop in with a little bit of fit and finish. Everything works together beautifully. So massive thank you to them, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.